Hey, it's Vaughn here at your jazzdrumschool.com YouTube channel. Aloha, hope you're doing well. So in this lesson, I want to teach you how to play two really cool Bossa Nova patterns on the drums. Now these two patterns come from my Brazilian drumming course at jazzdrumschool.com, where I teach you Bossa Nova, Samba, and another really cool rhythm called Baião. If you haven't checked out the course yet, I encourage you to do it. I know you'll love it. All right, let's dive in, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, so in this lesson, we're going to get into the ride cymbal Bossa Nova. And this is basically like we're doing on the hi-hat in the last lesson, but we're just going to move our hand over to the ride cymbal. And we're going to open it up so that now we can play our hi-hat on counts 2 and 4 with our left foot, or whichever foot you're using, whichever handed you are. And this is really great because this is where a lot of these kind of grooves are going to really help your coordination and help your drumming independence. So this is a really one of the great things about learning to play Bossa Nova. All right, so now let's take the first pattern of our 6 Bossa Nova Samba rhythmic patterns and let's work it out count by count out of time. So we're going to do it just like we did with the hi-hat, and we're going to really just slow things down and give our brain a chance to connect all the dots in our drumming and connecting our limbs together. Now, this is the same approach I want you to use when you move on to the patterns 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, let's get into it. All right, so let's start with count 1. Count 1, we have ride cymbal, cross stick, bass drum. 1. And of 1, we have ride cymbal. And count 2, we have ride cymbal, cross stick, hi-hat. Now it's really important, again, you want everything to line up nice and tight. And you can also do this heel up or heel down. Whatever works for you, but the idea is we want to get that coordination. We want to get that thing where everything is lining up nice and tight. Okay? And of 2, ride cymbal, bass drum. Count 3, ride cymbal, cross stick, bass drum. And of 3, ride cymbal, cross stick. Count 4, we have ride cymbal and hi-hat. 4. And of 4, we have ride cymbal, cross stick, bass drum. All right, next measure, we have ride cymbal, bass drum. And the and of 1, we have ride cymbal, cross stick. Count 2, we have ride cymbal, hi-hat. And of 2, we have ride cymbal, cross stick, bass drum. Count 3, we have ride cymbal, bass drum. And of 3, we have ride cymbal, cross stick. Count 4, we have ride cymbal, cross stick, hi-hat. And the end of 4, we have ride cymbal, bass drum. Now let me go ahead and play each of these at 90 BPM and give you that kind of bird's eye view of the grooves, and you'll kind of see how everything connects together. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. One of the things I also want to mention is that when I'm playing, just as I was accenting on the hi-hat, and at the same time I'm accenting playing the snare drum pattern, you can also do the same thing with the ride cymbal. So you might have noticed kind of naturally I'm, this kind of accenting happening. Very cool. It's a great way to do it, and I think it just adds a lot to the texture and the feel of the groove. So I encourage you to accent those kind of snare hits, those rhythms that you're playing on the snare drum on the ride cymbal as well. One other thing to note is if you want to, you can also start taking these exercises and not using a cross stick. Instead, just play like you would normally play a snare drum. And one of the things you want to keep in mind is to balance your sound. So you don't want your snare drum to be real heavy-handed. You want to have it kind of balanced in the context of the groove. Let me just give you an example of that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So you might have also noticed I was doing some kind of buzzing, kind of buzz rolls, one-handed buzz rolls or press rolls with my left hand. And all I'm doing there is just kind of pushing the stick into the drum. A little bit about that, you can just kind of take your stick, drop it, and when you drop it, as you drop it, pull up a little bit with your fingers in the back here, okay? And one of the things I always teach in my courses is that this finger, we're not using this finger for control. We're just using it to hold the stick, okay? It's these last 3 fingers that are going to do all that kind of control motion. So what I do is I push it in, I guess drop it into the drum, push it a little bit with my hand, okay, and then I pull up with my fingers. Okay? That's how I get that sound. So you could do that also. That's a really cool thing, a cool effect you can do. So again, you want to balance your sound, all right? You don't want this to be heavy-handed. You really want everything to sound nice and kind of balanced. And the way I'm thinking about it is with that ride cymbal is really kind of on top. Probably the bass drum is probably next, the hi-hat is after that, and the snare drum is probably the last part. Now, if I'm playing cross stick, I might bring the volume up just a little bit because a cross stick isn't as audible, not as easy to hear as playing just regular hitting a stick on a snare drum. So I may actually play a little bit, bring the volume up a little bit with my cross stick. But again, it's all about that balance of sound, and it really comes back to the music that we're playing. So we don't want any part of our drum set to really overpower the music or overpower what other people are doing. We want to balance our sound and check our sound against what other musicians are playing also. And so, learning to develop these skills, these kind of higher coordination skills of balancing your sound and, playing softly with one limb while you play louder with another is a really, really valuable skill. And it's probably the most difficult part of drum set independence or drumming coordination. All right, so have fun with that and know that you're really building your coordination foundation. And these kind of grooves and opening up your grooves so you're playing on the ride cymbal and using your hi-hat as a unique rhythmic voice is really going to help you immensely in future videos in this course. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. Be sure to like the video if you like it. That helps it get around YouTube a lot easier. And drop a comment. Let me know if the video was helpful and if you enjoy playing Bossa Nova as much as I do. All right, keep swinging, my friend.